I'll pull an actuary out of Deloitte and replace Madigan with that person. Just somebody that can, kind of operate a balance sheet.
Okay.
How about that? I mean, in a state of 13 million people, there's nobody else who could do a job as good as Madigan has done over the last 3 decades, or many of the other legislators for that matter. I think there are hundreds of thousands of people that could do a better job. I think you could, throw a dart at a page in the phone book if those things still existed and find people that are better than any number of members of the General Assembly. I mean, my point is this is the worst governed state in the nation by every measure, 30 years into his reign. And we're pretending like, hey, we're trying to figure it out. We're looking at ideas. We're listening to people. We're, commissioning task forces. And meanwhile, people are leaving this state like the Israelites fled Egypt.
I'm not sure it's all that bad when you get into someday somebody will get into the real background behind the migration issues. They've not really done it yet.
Why are we losing congressional districts every census if we're not losing population?
Because the population in other states is growing faster than we're gaining. We have lost some population. I don't think the migration, though, is due to the government services as much as people would like us to believe.
So you don't think people are leaving, and you have people that still maintain a residence here but are actually official residents of other states, people with means. You think that's just kind of fictional? We don't have a problem?
I'm not sure it's a dramatic problem.
And so the Illinois Policy Institute, and source, has estimated that we've lost one person every 15 minutes, or 10 minutes, for the last 15 years, which is about $25 billion in gross domestic product. You dispute those numbers?
I don't have anything to compare them with, so I really don't know. And again, the important thing is to try to figure out the why and what part of it is due to the quality of government service versus your grandchildren are living somewhere, you're retiring, you want to be in a warmer climate. And nobody's ever done that kind of really qualitative analysis of the why part of it.
Well, what about business climate? Do you think businesses and businesses that are here, as well as businesses that are looking at a place to invest, to locate a new facility, do you think that they look at tax and regulatory policy as well as just kind of overall financial solvency of a state, and that impacts their decision?
I don't think it's the top thing they look at. I think a lot of them look at the availability, dependability of utilities. Where you are geographically in the country, what the transportation network is like. And so as a result, you see companies coming here. You see announcements. I think on a weekly basis, it seems like you're seeing some new corporate headquarters coming to Chicago, relocating from the suburbs to Chicago. Is it perfect here? Absolutely not. But is it as awful as somebody? Dan, I think, I spent the last week downtown, which was nice.
Yeah.
And there's probably 20, maybe 30 cranes, a lot of big buildings being built. And I think if those people thought things were as bad as some want to portray, those things wouldn't be happening.
Well,